I'd like to take a second and thank Christian Thompson, even though he's not here. As I look out into all the people today, I see a lot of my fellow peers who could easily just be giving this speech as I am, but it's me. There's some astounding leaders in here. You guys should all believe in yourself. Growing up, I was the oldest of 4 kids, and I always had this innate sense of leadership. And I was well recognized within my community as a leader. But I was never recognized as that one individual or that one outstanding leader. And that was really okay with me. I didn't really need the accolades or anything like that. So I went about my business. And this all changed once I got to Culver. Once I got to Culver, I made some incredible experiences that I'm about to share with you, but also some not so good experiences, which helped me shape me into the person I am today. I'm here at Culver because I got a football scholarship after I basically didn't play after my whole senior year. I got injured and I lost every opportunity to play college football except my coaching staff here who believed in me. And honestly, I have so much to thank them for, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now. When I heard about the chance to make my dream of playing college football a reality, I didn't hesitate at the opportunity. It was so surreal to me, and I didn't even know what to say. I couldn't even gravitate the concept of it until I got here on campus. And I went into the first practice expecting nothing because I didn't play for a whole year. I was coming off injury, and I really had no expectations. But I got the opportunity to start for 2 years, and with that, it was an incredible experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I really came to school for my academics because I am an aspiring med student, and football was really just dragging me down, and I couldn't juggle both of them at the same time. So I took a step back, and it was really hard, and I really do miss it. But because of that, it made me see a lot of things that I really needed to. Not only was I struggling with football, but I was struggling a lot internally. I was dealing with demons and thoughts and ideas that I'd never had before. And it was really confusing to me. And I'll try to explain it with you guys. Growing up, I was blessed with a lot of opportunities and a lot of things in my life that a lot of other kids didn't have. If I asked for something, I would honestly get it. Like, I was pretty spoiled, pretty pampered. It was good, but bad at the same time. So I never grasped the concept of me struggling through something, or me going through a hardship, or dealing with something such as depression or anxiety or being sad. I actually call it my sophomore slump. My entire sophomore year, I was in this weird funk, and I honestly can't describe it. I just was never happy. I felt so out of place. I felt like I was an outsider looking in on everyone here in the community, not only because I was from another place, but I gave up my passion. I came here to play football originally, and I wasn't your stereotypical med student. I didn't fit into any mold or any mesh, and it made me feel like I was left out, I was excluded. And I dealt with a lot of these issues, and I never really addressed it. I kind of just fought through it, and I pushed through it a lot. Except one day in class, Dr. O'Malley comes up to me and pulls me aside afterwards, and he asks, "Is everything okay? You didn't smile once during class, or you didn't laugh or anything. You didn't crack a single joke." And I realized at that moment, like, I really needed to face my demons. I needed to figure out what was going on. So I shrugged him off. I said, "Yeah, everything's okay. I'll figure it out." So it took me a whole year to realize, like, I was my own problem, which sounds really weird at the moment, but I had so many bad thoughts about myself and so much negative input about the things around me that it was contagious. Like, it was putting down people around me and myself especially. And I didn't know what to do, so I kind of went about my days, and I pulled myself away from everything and everyone because I didn't want to be that leech of the group. I didn't want to suck out the life of everybody. And it was really hard because I lost a lot of friends, and I lost a lot of good experiences and a lot of good times. But looking back now, like, I knew it was a serious problem when I was driving back from Quincy one day after my usual Taco Bell run, because I love Taco Bell. I was driving back, and for a split second, I thought to myself, what would happen if I drove off the road? And at that moment, like, my heart sank into my stomach, and it was the most sick feeling I've ever had. And I knew then I needed help. I needed to talk to somebody about this. I needed to do something. I needed a life change. So for me at the time, I thought my life change would be transferring out of Culver, because I've seen so many kids do it. It's the right thing to do. I'll just leave the school and and finding somewhere else to go. So I proposed the idea to my parents, and they shut it down really fast. They were not fans of transferring. But instead of like saying the reasons why transferring was bad, they pointed out all the good things that came out of Culver. They pointed out the amazing faculty and staff I have here, and the resources that I've been given, and the new repertoire I've made on campus, and all my amazing friends and support group that I've made over the years. And the most important thing was that I didn't have to start fresh, because coming out to Culver I was starting fresh, and I didn't want to restart everything again, because I came out here to get away. And because of that, I thought to myself, I was like, you know what, maybe my parents are actually right. Your moms are always right, by the way, never tell your mom. And speaking of my mom, she always would tell me something, and I hated it because I knew the exact words that would come out of her mouth as soon as she would say it. But looking back now, it's the words that get me through the day and that got me through such a hard time. And those words are, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And I'm a competitor, so when I hear my mom say that, I'm like, okay, you know, it's not easy. Not everyone does it for a reason. So I'm going to be the best at what I do. So having her tell me that, it helped me and it motivated me to keep working and keep pushing through any adversity I was going through. It got me in a lot of sticky situations. It forced me out of my comfort zone a lot of times. And I thought because of that, like, oh, this is miserable, this is bad, I shouldn't feel uncomfortable. I don't like this feeling. But looking back now, I realize it's because I was uncomfortable, it's because I didn't feel safe or secure that I am the person I am now, that I'm able to talk about you, to talk about me and tell you guys my story. And it's rewarding, honestly. I've had a lot of people ask me how I am the way I am, and to just take a second and realize and just share my experience, it's really incredible. Ever since I've been here at Culver, I've been granted with a lot of leadership opportunities. The first one being the Maybe Center Student Director, and that was a huge honor for me. I mean, there's been so many model Culver students that have gotten that job, and for me to be considered like the next one in line, it was a really big deal. The next one was being the resident assistant of a freshman building. I honestly do believe it was the words I said during my interview. Those being, I believe everyone deserves to give Culver a fair shot. And I have a funny story about that. Not so funny, but looking back now. I came into Culver just hoping to transfer within a semester because I was a big football meathead, and I wanted to do something else. I thought I was meant for somewhere else. But my roommate at the time, his name was Javante and we were really close. And after our first semester here at Culver, he transferred out and I helped him. He ended up going to Western Kentucky, but a couple months after he transferred out, he was shot and killed in an accident. And he was really well liked, and he was actually the first person I talked to from Culver when we first met. And looking back now, he was loved on this campus. He was a really good kid, and he had really good qualities about being a leader. And it could have been him standing on this podium, but it's me. So for me to waste this gift that I've been given, it would be a crime, and it's really not fair. But there's a lot of opportunity here, and I think that him passing, it helped me realize that. And he was a great friend through everything. At the end of the day, you don't have to be the best public speaker. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to be the best at what you do to be a good leader. I believe being a good leader is being able to share your experience with somebody else. Being able to sit down and talk to someone face to face and tell them that you know what they're going through, or you can try and understand what they're going through. And because of that, I've been able to touch so many people, especially as a freshman RA. I've had so many kids tell me, oh, I want to transfer, I want to get out of here, or I just don't have any friends, I don't fit in anywhere. Or somebody like, why do the parties suck? Why can't we have a good frat party? But because I went through my experience, I really did become the person I am now. And I realized that not everyone has to be the same. Everyone should be unique. And being a good leader, you should be able to identify these unique characteristics within a person, and instead of critique them or try and change them to see how you like it fit, use them to build a community, to make everyone around you better, to make a better team. Because being a good leader, like Dr. Stiles says, you don't have to be a good person necessarily. I mean, there's plenty of bad leaders. Being a good leader takes a lot of time. It doesn't happen overnight, and it shouldn't. And there's not one way to be a good leader. I went down a different experience. Dr. Stiles, Mr. Leftwich have all gone through their own experience of being a leader. And I don't encourage anyone to have depression, obviously. Like, that sucks. Not really a good thing. But because of my experience, I'm able to relate to other people. And I really do believe that's what society needs. Society needs someone who they can relate to. They need somebody that they can talk to, and they can be like, you understand how I'm feeling. How did you manage to get through it? Because I realize at the end of the day, when you're knocked down and you're really uncomfortable and you don't know what to do, you have two choices. You can either fold up, or you can stand up and take your problems head on. Thank you.